I understand that Sean Strickland is being a character, but does anyone else think it's kind of weird how everyone being a character in MMA is being bigoted, sexist, racist, or some combo of some horrible thing? Because it speaks to the majority of MMA fans. Who said racist stuff? Oh, I could tell you exactly who said the racist stuff. That's Colby Covington. Really? What did Colby say? Have you heard the things he said about BLM? Oh, you mean how he said that they burned down cities? That they are a fake organization that stole everyone's money that contributed to it? Yeah, exactly that. How is that racist? That's a fact. All right, Jesse on Fire. We are back with another one. And in this video, we're going to talk about the greatest rivalry of all time on Twitter that no one knew was happening. If you would have heard that Dillon Danis and Sean Strickland knew each other, would you have thought that they were friends or that they'd hate each other? Right? It's like one of those things where they're either going to be best friends and respect each other's game. Like either Strickland's going to be like, listen, man, Danis got game, man. He's got game on Twitter. Or Strickland's going to be like, I think that it would be a better world if you were not on the planet, right? And Danis, I would imagine Danis would like Strickland as long as Strickland doesn't hate Danis, right? But unfortunately, Strickland hates Danis, and they got into it, and there are now leaked DMs that are absolutely hilarious that I'm going to show you, and we're going to talk about because they talked about fighting too, dude. We're going to have to evaluate who do we think would win in a fight. I mean, Strickland is the UFC middleweight world champion now, so there's that. But we're going to talk about that in a second. And then also, I am so happy to be able to present this part of the video to you guys because guess what? I made the mistake of going onto Twitter and looking for haters of Sean Strickland because you know what happens when someone wins the title? The haters come out. And I'm like, I wonder what they're saying, you know? Like, I wonder what the haters are saying. And I was not disappointed. Well, I was disappointed, but I was not disappointed in terms of what I expected because the people who I generally dislike on Twitter, which is more of like the political leanings than anything having to do with combat sports, those are the people who are hating on Sean the most, calling him racist, sexist, homophobic, and all kinds of other ridiculous things. And we're going to talk about it, and I'm going to go through a bunch of tweets specifically and respond to them because it's a lot of this. Oh my goodness gracious, Sean Strickland is boo, boo, boo. So, one of my favorite things to do is make fun of people like that. So, that's what we're going to do. That is exactly what we're going. No, we're not. Actually, yes, we are. Should I go live? I kind of want to do it live. No, I'm going to do this here. All right. So, if you have not subscribed to this channel, do it right now. Tell your friends, do it right now. And I appreciate it. This is my second channel. So if you haven't subscribed yet, you got to. All right. So let's watch this really quick. We are going to watch this little clip of this guy from MMA something or other that I watch sometimes who's got a really weird voice reading these tweets or whatever, DMs back and forth between Strickland and Dillon Danis. Let's go.
Strickland said, yeah, man, but you still gotta look yourself in the mirror. Go read your comments. The whole world thinks you're a joke. You gotta look yourself in the mirror at night and know that most people on this planet dislike you. If you ever wanted to check out one day, well, no one would blame you for taking that way out. In a lot of societies, that is the honorable thing to do in your situation. Dillon replied saying, lick my balls. I'd literally hold you down and make you lick my arse. Strickland said, yeah, sure, Dillon. Have a good one, man. Hopefully, one day, you take my advice. You know it's the right thing to do. Then Dillon said, you can't go around fighting people, not how life works, so I'm gonna have to handle you. You do know in a real fight, I'd take you down in probably 5 seconds. And finally, Strickland ended it by saying, sure, man, you know where to find me, troll.
Oh, man. There's nothing better than the I would beat you up game. You know what I mean? Like, if you guys haven't noticed, not a game I play very often, you know? Like, not a game where I'm like, yeah, I would beat you up. If I'm talking about other people, like in the like, I just don't do that. If people are like, oh, you know, well, someone kidnapped your daughter. I'm like, yeah, I'd kill everyone they know, you know? But like in this guy's running their mouth. They're all, hey, do you think you'd win in a fight against that guy? I'm like, I don't know. I have no idea. What's their pedigree in martial arts? You know what I mean? What's their size and strength and speed, etc.? Like, what are we talking about? I have no idea. You know, I don't know. And if I said I did, that would be ridiculous. Dillon Danis saying that he could hold down and beat up Sean Strickland, that's something we can actually evaluate. You know what I mean? It's like, well, I wonder if he could. I mean, I think we can objectively say one thing, which is that in a pure grappling match, Dillon Danis would for sure be the favorite because he's a world champion. And if you guys have never seen the clip of him going against Gordon Ryan, he went the distance at ADCC against Gordon Ryan, and Gordon Ryan won on a 0-0 judge's decision. So you got to figure if Dillon Danis can shut down Gordon Ryan's offense, given it was a few years ago, but nonetheless, Gordon Ryan was still the best then. If he could shut down his offense to the point where he can't score and even an advantage point, then obviously Dillon Danis is probably going to have a grappling advantage over most people, including Sean Strickland, even though Strickland has a black belt. That said, Sean Strickland is the middleweight champion, and so there's that, right? So if Dillon Danis is not able to take the fight to the ground, and not many people have been able to do that against Sean Strickland, then I think it's fair to say that Strickland probably beats Dillon Danis. You know what I mean? It's like with these two guys, you can kind of like play it out. It's like, oh, Dillon hasn't lost in MMA, but he's pretty limited experience, and Strickland is the middleweight world champion of the UFC. So, on paper, be a pretty big. I just am done saying there's no way this person can beat this person because Strickland beat Izzy, Juliana Pena beat Amanda Nunes, GSP lost to Matt Serra, Rose Namajunas beat Joanna and Jacek. You don't know what's going to happen. You don't know. But I would definitely bet on Strickland. Now, let's go to the next part, which is going to be really fun, where we're going to read some angry tweets. Really angry tweets from people, right? These are people who they are big-time feminists, and they have a lot of feelings. Now, Robert Griffin III, you guys may remember him. He was a quarterback in the NFL that was expected to have a much better career than he did because he came out at the same time as Andrew Luck, and he was incredible in his rookie year, and then he got hurt, and then maybe Shanahan took him back, whatever. He didn't end up panning out the way he should have, but he did pan out to be a strong feminist that is a real believer in feminist rights. And he says this: Sean Strickland blaming women for the decline of this country, of our country, and saying they should be put back in the kitchen is wrong. It's irresponsible, and every level-headed person watching this can't wait for this guy to get his ass kicked. Women aren't the problem, Sean. You are. Look at all those all caps, man. That's really impressive. Like when I think of a guy who really has the back of the feminist movement, I'd go, but listen. This is important to note. Does he type in all caps? Because we want to know where he's screaming, right? He's like if you read it like that, it's like, our country should be put back in the kitchen is wrong. Irresponsible on every level-headed person watching this can't wait for this guy to get his ass kicked. Women aren't the problem, Sean. You are. Shut up, RG3, you fucking crybaby. Moving right along. So then we have this guy, Frank. Frank says the new UFC middleweight champion, Sean Strickland, traded in being a racist for being a champion and a raging sexist instead. The American dream. And he clipped to a thing about Strickland being a neo-Nazi. He's not a neo-Nazi. He talked about how he was when he was a child, and then he learned that ideology is stupid, and now his best friend is black. So there's that, right? Like maybe, you know what I mean? It's like, I guess everything is kind of how when you interpret it. Now, when Strickland says things like every girl should be back in the kitchen, they shouldn't be able to vote, I think it's hilarious, personally. I have 3 daughters. I'm allowed to say that. I think it's hilarious. Do I think there's any scenario where women are not going to be able to vote? No. Do I think that maybe the girls could get cut down to size just a little bit since the Me Too thing started? Yeah, maybe a little bit, I think it's okay for us to joke around with things like this, Toxic masculinity. You guys are the worst. You guys are terrible. Boo. Oh, really? Well, I think you should go make me a sandwich, I think you should go make me a sandwich. I think you should get back in the kitchen, stop thinking so much, and shut your face. Boo, how you like them apples? It's just funny. It's funny. This person, Elias Cepeda, man, if you want to know how I found this guy? Jake Shields. This guy feels like he needs to respond to everything Jake Shields says, which I agree with 99% of the time, Jake Shields' side. And he's really obnoxious. So Elias says, Sean Strickland routinely says racist, homophobic, and sexist things. He's real, and he's got essential things that we lack in society today. Is sad. Gross whitewashing of the bigoted, threatening behavior and hate speech of that admitted neo-Nazi. Oh my God, shut up, dude. Let me read that again because it's so stupid. I can't, honestly, these super intersectional woke people, I can't even read their stuff because it's so dumb. Like I can't even, like their language is so ridiculous, I can't even read it. Sean Strickland routinely says racist, homophobic, and sexist things. He's real, and he's got essential things that we lack in society today. Is sad. That is not English. and he's got essential things that we lack in society today. Okay, whatever. Is a sad, gross whitewashing of the bigoted and threatening behavior of hate speech of that admitted neo-Nazi. Boo, 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 boo. Do I need to even comment on that? It's so stupid. Airbud, I understand that Sean Strickland is being a character, but does anyone else think it's kind of weird how everyone being a character in MMA is being bigoted, sexist, racist, or some combo of some horrible thing? Because it speaks to the majority of MMA fans. Oh, really? Wait, so who is being a bigoted, sexist, racist? Right? Was it all the people saying how Laura Senko did an incredible job this weekend? Doesn't sound very sexist to me. I didn't hear one person say a single negative thing about her. I've only heard everyone praising her incredible performance because she deserves the praise. What about the racist stuff? Like, who said racist stuff? Oh, I could tell you exactly who said the racist stuff. That's Colby Covington. Really? What did Colby say? Have you heard the things he said about BLM? Oh, you mean how he said that they burned down cities? That they are a fake organization that stole everyone's money that contributed to it? Yeah, exactly that. How is that racist? That's a fact. How is that racist? You, sir, are also racist. No. Shut up. Okay, next guy. Sean Strickland is a loudmouth, racist, sexist, homophobic, transphobic, misogynist piece of shit. So glad he won. Boo, 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 boo. Shut up, Leo Schenkelberg. Hang on. And this guy says, your kids suck. Sean Strickland fires back at backlash from sexist comments. Says leftist education system is destroying morals. It is. Next one. Me, when I see Sean Strickland say something blatantly racist, sexist, just plain horrible or wrong, and seeing everybody in the replies agree with him. I wonder if that's because Elon bought Twitter and he did it specifically to end the regime of the woke. And then this picture is just the man that women shouldn't vote. Yeah, he's so racist. Him and Chris Curtis's podcast. You know, I know a lot of neo-Nazis that have black, podcast co-hosts. Said no one. Sean Strickland is a retarded, brainless, sexist asshole. Should cancel his fights and send him back to the USA. Don't need fuckwits like this in Australia. Boo, 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 boo. Sean Strickland is one of the most disgusting people in sports. His behavior is always crass, but he just continues proving that he's a racist, bigoted sexist. His behavior can only be described as bitch ass. Shut up, dude. Shut your face. Shut your stupid face. Sean Strickland is a Nazi and a sexist. Doesn't have much room to talk. Okay. If Sean Strickland is going to be this disgustingly sexist about how he votes, he should not be anywhere near a boxing ring. Oh, and you should not be anywhere near combat sports because he's a UFC fighter that fights in a cage. And if you want to raise wages, you would want to raise those of women in the workforce instead of completely eliminating them from it. Oh yeah, let's take everything he says super serious. Super serious. This person quoted something that Sean Strickland said about feeling bad about killing a dog, and the guy says, the racist neo-Nazi animal murderer Sean Strickland. The guy who's proud of killing dogs and says with a gun in his hand that he can't help but kill animals, question mark. Boop, 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 boop. What did Strickland say? I don't like killing animals, but if you put a weapon in my hand and I can't help myself, killed a dog once, still feel bad about it. He said he feels bad about it. If Strickland is on the Donald Crump, side, you can't even say his name on here. You can't even say his name, okay? If he's on that side and you're wondering why that side keeps growing, it's pretty straightforward, right? It's because people on the other side are a bunch of crybabies, and they say all kinds of crazy things that you're like, man, I'm a lot of things. A crybaby ain't one of them. What does your side stand for? We cry about everything. Oh, well, I don't like doing that. So, hey, what do you guys stand for? America. All right. What else? We just think that we should put America first, stop this globalization. We should start thinking about the people of this country whose lives are falling apart, try to raise wages, try to promote a more conventional family unit. Stop the degradation, the denigration of the family unit and religion and things that hold our society together historically, and then moving towards some kind of weird fiasco where we have a bunch of businesses that somehow are in charge of everything, and the individual doesn't matter, and you're not even responsible for your own children anymore because the state is. Sold.
Wait, what? That sounded like fascism.
That sounded like fascism to you.
Yes.
Do you have any children?
No.
Are you going to?
Absolutely not. I sleep with people that are my own gender.
Okay. Well, that's fine. You can definitely do that. In my society, you can definitely do that. I don't care. But when we're talking about the family unit, how about you go sit in the corner that means, the corner for people who are not involved in this conversation? Like you belong over there. Like you're not involved in this conversation because you're not going to sleep with people of the opposite sex, which means you're not going to have kids. And we're talking about what happens with children. So why don't you just go sit over there in the shut the fuck up corner because your opinion is irrelevant. You go over there, dude. Go over there. What other ideas do you guys have? Well, the mainstream media is rigged against the big guy. They're trying to throw him in jail just to keep him from running because the elites, billionaires who have been controlling the world for the last 100 years, see him as a huge threat. And after you saw what they did in 2020, you have to understand that things will only get worse if we continue to allow them to run the world. I'm really liking all of the things that you guys are saying right now. Yeah. So when you vote for him, you're voting against them. I'm sold. I am completely sold.
Are you kidding me? Those are the racist homophobes.
Really? I don't know. I didn't hear them say anything racist or homophobic. So I have an idea. How about you sit over in the corner in the nobody gives a fuck. Shut up, crybaby. Sit over there. That's enough. Love you guys.